Good morning, guys. This is a quick talking head about the new Canon RF 135mm f1.8, which is one mouthful. I still forgot the L in it. It's a mouthful, but it is a great lens. I just want to hit on a couple of topics. I got to test this lens a few weeks ago during the holidays with the help of Canon Austria and my local trusted camera store, Bokeh. So thank you guys for that. No money exchanged hands. This is just a very honest, quick touch and try review of the lens. I'm not going to go into any specific details about the technicality of the lens, just how I feel about it, and basically answering this one question is, do I need this lens? And if not, who is this lens really for? My name is Patrick and I'm a photographer here in Austria, and the Canon 135mm RF 1.8 lens is a gorgeous lens. I compared it to my 85 that I have right here, which is probably the chunkiest, thickest lens, and I actually hate how it feels in the hand, but I love the pictures. And on the other side, my trusted 70-200 f2.8 lens. It obviously not only fits right in between when it comes to the focal length, but also the build and the size of it. And I actually didn't mind the size of the 135 compared to the 85 because it's a little thinner, even if it's a bit longer, but the handling was great. I shot it on my Canon R5 and it was beautiful to hold. The next thing I want to touch on is the autofocus, and Canon delivers with its RF lens, I think, every time, especially when it comes to the L lenses. Those are the ones with the red ring. Obviously the 135 is a 2,700 euro price point, and you can expect that it delivers a perfect autofocus, and it really does. Even at the f1.8, it delivers perfect focus even on moving subjects. I took pictures of my toddler running towards me, running away from me. I took street shots of people walking by, and it nailed focused almost really every time, and I was very impressed with that. The next thing is obviously the bokeh, and everybody is talking about a bokeh beast here with the 135, and it is really a bokeh beast. The fall off is amazing. How it renders the colors is beautiful. I'm gonna insert a couple of pictures that I took of my wife, and I think it's a gorgeous, compressed and wonderful bokeh look. It's very specific, but I still love it. Answering the question, basically, would I buy this lens and who is it for? I compare it to mostly the 70-200 because this is what gives me this extra focal length to up to 135, and I wouldn't trade it just because of the simple fact that I already have this lens, and the RF 70-200 gives me a bit more versatility when it comes to zooming in. I don't mind that it has a 2.8 versus a 1.8. And also size-wise, I don't mind that the 70-200 is a little bigger. So this lens is not for me. One point that I want to add to that is not that I don't love this lens, but it doesn't create any value to my camera equipment. Also because of the fact that you actually have to have a lot of space between you and the subject when you shoot, as it has a minimum focal distance of 0.7 meters. So in small rooms or in close proximity, it's not really usable for me. So I wouldn't use it a lot at basically weddings or at portrait shoots, because you actually would need a big studio or a lot of distance between you and the subject, and actually don't like this. So I would always prefer either the 70-200 or in that sense the 85mm, as it gives you an f of 1.2, which is even better. And it gives me more versatility, I think. And if I want, I basically could also crop into the 135. And yes, I know it's not the same, but it is good enough for me. So who is this lens for? I think the audience for this lens is in the realms of sports photographers, sports documentary photographers, street photographers or street style photographers, where you have a lot of distance between you and the subject. And I think this lens will deliver incredible photos for this. And as it is still a very niche market, I think it is one of the best lenses that you can actually buy to get this specific look. Last point I want to mention is the gear acquisition syndrome. And I do a lot of reviews of lenses, and I've fallen into the trap of getting too many lenses in my camera bag, having a heavy duty on my budget, and not being really more creative. Because I had more lenses, I thought I would be more creative, which is just totally wrong. Having less lenses and bringing only 1 or 2 lenses to a shoot makes you actually more creative, because you yourself, your body is more part of the shooting. You have to be more creative. You have to find better angles or different angles. And when you come with a huge variety of lenses to a shoot, you're always in the trap of, oh, I have to match this lens to that specific shot, and you are more focused on the technicality of things rather than being really in the moment in the shoot, talking to your subject, trying to make something creative in terms of what do you take photos, not what you take the photos with. So don't fall into that trap, except one point: if you think that this lens will make you money. If you need one lens, a specific lens, and you say, I know I have so many used cases for this lens and it will make me a lot of money or just money, then absolutely go for it. I have the Canon RF 100mm macro lens, and I use it for product photography and everything macro. And it mostly stays in my closet, but I have a couple of jobs per year, and this lens has paid itself multiple times. I would never take it to any other shoot rather than maybe a wedding where I want to take a really close-up, but I actually can deliver this with my other lenses, also with a crop. Invest in yourself rather than investing in your lens if you're not 100% sure. That's all from me, guys. Thank you for listening. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.